Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's recipe is going to be apple crisps in the air fryer. I haven't made this recipe before, but I can't wait to taste it. And I've got Ella's arm over here as well, and Ella of course, because she can't wait to taste it as well. So please make sure you stay tuned. So the only ingredients we're gonna need, Ella's got the giggles big time. We've got 2 apples. I think these are red apples or British apples. I'm not quite sure, but one of those. But you can use any kind of apples. But obviously, if your apples are sharper, then you may want to add a little bit of honey or a little bit of sugar in with yours as well. But I won't be using anything else because these are not too sharp. So I've got a couple of these apples, I've got a measuring spoon, and I've got some cinnamon. So ground cinnamon. So this is really the only thing we're gonna need for this recipe. So I'm gonna be washing the apples and I'm gonna be drying them as well, and I will slice them really thinly. I think it's very important to slice them roughly to the same size. I think they mentioned to use mandolin, or you can even use an apple corer. I'm not going to use an apple corer because I think that would chop the apples into segments, and they should really be staying all round like a slice of crisps. So let me just wash the apples, dry them, and slice them up, and we'll get back to you. So I sliced up the 2 apples. I don't know if you can see it. I just used a really big knife, but the thickness is about this much. I think as long as they are the same thickness, try to slice them as thinly as possible as you can do it. I think that's why the mandolin is a good idea, but we haven't got any. So 2 apples, and I've got 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. So Ella's helping me to mix all of the ground cinnamon in with the apples. As you can see, I think she's having a great time getting all mucky. So we just have to make sure that it's all coated. I will not be preheating the air fryer for this recipe. So I think it's all coated now, and they have to be put in the air fryer on 200 centigrade. And just put it on a crisper plate rather than put it onto any silicone. So I'm gonna pop these on single layer. Put my apple slices in the air fryer as well. As I said, it's not preheated at all. So as you can see, single layer. So I would say probably if you got 2 apples, you mix in 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, but otherwise with 1 apple, I think you can just keep it down to 1. So what I'm going to be doing, it says 10 minutes according to the recipe, but I'm going to set it on for 5 minutes, and then I will turn them over and then cook them for another 5 minutes. And apparently they need to sit for about 15 to 30 minutes after, so they will crisp up. Well, we'll see how they turn out, right? So I put my air fryer on. I'm going to put it on air fry, and I'm going to match it because I'm using both baskets 200 centigrade, and then I'm just going to turn it down to 5 and then press start, and after 5 minutes I'll get back to you, and then we'll turn these slices together. I wouldn't be shaking the basket, wouldn't do anything to them, because you don't want to you don't want them to get on top of each other, because they probably wouldn't then crisp up. So we'll be back to see you in a few minutes. So the 5 minutes is up. Let's have a look. They do look, well, they don't particularly look crispy, but I guess they only been in for 5 minutes. Let me just swap the camera over because I'm right-handed. So let's have a look. I mean, the smaller one looks a bit wilted, and this one as well. So what I'm going to do, I will turn them around, and then I'll pop them back in again on 200 for another 5 minutes, and then in total they will be in the air fryer for 10 minutes on 200. and see. I'm not convinced they will be done in 10 minutes, to be honest, but let's see. So time is up, 10 minutes. So they don't particularly look crispy. I mean, they don't seem soggy or anything. They've been in for 10 minutes. I mean, the edges of this one looks pretty good. So I probably put them back for another minute or so. I was thinking 2 minutes, but Ella reckons 1 minute will be enough, right, Els?
Because the other half looks a bit burnt.
She thinks it looks a bit burnt, but I'm just not convinced anyway. So I'm gonna pop them back for another minute. Hopefully I will not burn them. So fingers crossed. So they are going back on 200 for another minute. So time is up. Ella can't wait. She's sucking in to the one that's not cooked yet. But anyway, let's have a look. I think it's pretty good actually. So good. I would say 11 minutes. Anything between 10 and 11. I guess depending on how thickly you.
Burnt.
I don't think they are burnt.
I think they are.
We have to let them sit for about 15 minutes. I don't know how it's going to work out. Knowing Ella, she probably would gobble it up before it's time for them to crisp up. Because yeah, apparently if you leave them on the side for about 15 minutes to half an hour, they will be crispier. I don't know how it works, but anyway. So we're going to take these out, put them on a plate. And then I've still got probably one batch because it's getting less and less since Ella's been eating them. So yes, that's it really. So I will look at them. I will come back to see you and check out the apple crisps as well and see if they got any crispier. Alright, so I've taken out the first batch. This is the second batch. They've been in for about 7 and a bit minutes, and I think that will be enough. So what I suggest, maybe do like 10 to 11 minutes for the bigger slices, but definitely keep an eye on the side cuts, if you know what I mean, the side of the apples. I'm gonna be taking these out. To be honest, they probably would have got crispier if we waited 15 minutes. But as you can see, we actually finished it before we had a chance to wait for 15 minutes.
We actually put some golden syrup in there.
Yeah, because what we did, because of the cinnamon, it was a little bit on the bitter side. Ella kept saying it was burnt, but I think it was just crispy. But it was definitely better with a little bit of golden syrup. But if you want to keep it really healthy, I probably would choose the apple that's got maybe the highest concentration of sweetness or sugar in it. But definitely this apple that we had was still a little bit on the sharp side, plus the cinnamon. So as you can see, I can't really tell you if we would have got crispier. In 15 minutes, I guess it probably would have done, but it never lasted that long. So I'm going to take the small batch out, and I'm sure that we're going to finish it as well in no time. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We definitely did. Me and Ella had a great time, right, Ella?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think she definitely enjoyed tasting the apple. As I said, the normal slices, I suggest about 10 minutes on 200. And the slice size is about 7 to 8 minutes. Just keep a close eye on it and obviously turn it halfway through. I think we will be making it again, but we will probably maybe try it with some gala apples, because those apples are a lot sweeter than the red or British apples or whatever, whichever we had at home. So yes, it's a very, very healthy option. But if you've got the sweet tooth, then you may end up using a little bit of sugar and a bit of honey. But it's still a very good alternative to snacking on chocolate. So thank you very much for coming back and checking out the video today. Thank you very much for finding me if you're a new viewer. And please don't forget to check out one of my quite an early recipe, actually, air fryer recipe, when I made air fryer wraps, which is one of our family favorites. Thank you again. I can't wait to see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. Take care. Goodbye for now.